in Montana. This is a big deal for her to be thinking about moving in with Maddie, and if she's going to be building with Maddie, is she still going to be building in Flagstaff? I just have questions.
You said, book Bombshell. Kody Brown endangered Christine's kids and left her $250K in debt. ये मेरे कंप्यूटर का title है, इस SB अच्छी, फाइम interactive public catching title तेज दें, इसकी tags SEO's descriptions. ChatGPT said, got it, I'll give you 5 better, more attractive, public catching YouTube titles than your competitor, along with SEO tags and a description for maximum reach. 5 public catching titles, better than competitors. Christine Brown exposes Kody. $250K debt and kids put in danger. Kody Brown's dark secrets. Revealed, Christine's children at risk in massive debt. Christine speaks out, Kody endangered. Her kids and left her financially broken. $250K debt shock. Christine Brown claims Kody put her family in danger. Kody Brown betrayed Christine, children's safety ignored and debt disaster uncovered. SEO tags Kody Brown scandal. Christine Brown book, Sister Wives drama, Kody Brown exposed, Christine Brown debt, Sister Wives secrets, TLC Sister Wives news, Kody Brown children danger, Sister Wives controversy, Christine Brown memoir revelations, Kody Brown financial scandal, Sister Wives shocking news, Christine versus Kody Brown, Sister Wives truth revealed, Robin
for
Brown
good,
secrets,
and
Sister
Janelle
Wives
is
update
most
2025.
likely.
Description, SEO optimized. Christine Brown has dropped shocking revelations that could change everything fans thought they knew about Sister Wives. According to her explosive claims, Kody Brown not only endangered her children's safety, but also left her drowning in over $250,000 of debt. In this video, we dive deep into the truth behind Christine's bombshell statements, exploring how Kody's decisions allegedly put his family at risk, why Christine decided to finally speak out, and what this means for the entire Sister Wives legacy. Stay tuned for exclusive insights, fan reactions, and the real story behind Kody and Christine's shocking fallout. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Sister Wives news, scandals, and updates. Sister Wives, or Christine Brown, or Kody Brown, or TLC drama, or reality TV. Do you want me to also make eye-catching thumbnail text ideas, short, punchy words to use on the image, for this topic? You said, ये मीर कमलेतौर का script part 1H. मुझे इस SBHER बरा BNA दें. ChatGPT said, बिल्कुल मुझे आपके कंपेटिटर का पार्ट 1 स्क्रिप्ट भेज दें. उसको देखकर मैं उससे भी ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग, ड्रामेटिक और पब्लिक कैचिंग स्क्रिप्ट बना दूंगा. आपके YouTube वीडियो के लिए परफेक्ट होगा. आप फाइल या टेक्स्ट यहाँ पेस्ट कर दिए. पार्ट 1. फिर मैं उसका री रिटन इम्प्रूव्ड वर्जन बना कर दूंगा जो ऑडियंस को ज़्यादा ग्रैब करे और आपको कंपेटिटर से एजे ले जाए. क्या आप चाहते हो मैं स्क्रिप्ट को 3 पार्ट नरेशन स्टाइल में बाना ऑन, हर पार्ट 5 मिनट्स जैसा आप पहले करते हो, या एक ही लंबा Part 1 Banan? You said, no, it's because Robin says that she can speak Kody. And I'm like, bull. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm going to be nice. No, I'm not. I have known Kody, for I met him when I was 18, 32 years ago. I've known Kody for a long time, and I can actually read Kody pretty well, and I can speak Kody well too. But Robin convinced all of us that she could speak Kody and that she would mediate our relationships. I even asked her one time to mediate our relationship. And I remember going, no, girl. You know him. You can talk to him yourself. Music. Hi, besties. It's Katie Joy. Let's talk about Kody Brown and his negligence as a father. You know, he's not a good dad to the kids that he had with the other OG3, and I highly doubt he's even a good father to Robin's kids. But one child that has been on the show since birth truly has by far gone through some of the hardest experiences and challenges and health crises as anyone on the show. In fact, when she was a toddler, she fell ill from the flu and became extremely dehydrated and her kidneys went into failure. And that experience with Truly was the result of Kody neglecting his daughter while Christine was out of town. But his neglect of Truly actually started not long after her birth. And in her brand new book, Sister Wife, a memoir of FA faith, family, and finding freedom, Christine Woolley speaks candidly about how Kody abandoned her after the birth of Truly. In the book, she speaks about the birth. The birth episode was probably one of the most controversial because Kody was caught on camera kissing his girlfriend while he was in labor. And she does write about him leaving her labor to go home. And the reason why he did was because they had gone into the clinic not really realizing that she was going to have the baby that day. And due to the fact that she had progressed so far in the pregnancy, they wanted to get the baby out, and Truly was ready to come. And so they were going to induce her rather than sending her home. And so because they weren't prepared, Kody wasn't ready and he needed to change. But what she didn't expect was that he would go home and be gone for so long. So she had a bag packed and all he needed to do was go home, grab the bag, and come right back. But instead, he was gone for a very long time. And she later found out after the show aired that he went home and he was spending time with Robin and he kissed her while she was in labor. And they weren't even married. So here's what she writes in the book. He was gone for what seemed like a long time, but my bag was right there. Run home, grab it, come back. But maybe he had to wait for Aspen, or maybe he had hit traffic, or maybe he was buying me flowers. I didn't have a book, so I was in labor and bored and grumpy because my husband was taking so long. When you go into labor, you expect Dad to rush around. It's a big deal. But maybe he didn't need to rush because it was our 6th child, or because I was in the hospital. He'd been incredible for the home birth. Grumpy or maybe lonely, unimportant. That's my memory of the time before Kody arrived. The camera crew followed Kody that day too. He rushed home to Robin. He needed to check in on, I don't know, the kids, her feelings about my labor. The crew filmed him kissing her. I was in labor and he let them film him kissing his girlfriend. I found out only after I watched the episode, and it gutted me. Their premarital kissing was still hard for me, but the timing felt particularly inappropriate. I was scared about the hospital birth because I'd only had home births and I was 38 and I was worried about something might go wrong. I loved Dr. Bean. He had already helped me through so much. So that was one aspect of her birth that she found really frustrating, and he never told her about it, and she found out about it off the show when the show aired. And this aspect of the show is it's a replaying theme throughout her book about they never spoke about things that happened that they filmed about. And so Christine wouldn't know what Kody was doing when he was being filmed, and then she would find out later when she watched the show what he said. Or what other people said, and these situations created arguments, and then those arguments created dialogue for the producers to dig in and create more drama. And that fostered a lot of mistrust in the family, because she felt like she was being deceived, and that it was inappropriate, and that he was withholding information. Another thing that she got really upset with him was when Kody talked to Dr. Bean about Mary's fertility. And she said Kody decided to talk with Dr. Bean on camera about how Mary had struggled to have a child. When Mary saw the episode, she lost it. We all know the deal about focusing in on the wife in labor. And also, please don't talk about my fertility issues without me, right? And I was trying not to flip out while on camera having a baby. Wait a minute. I'm here in labor having your child. I don't think it's the right time to bring up Mary's infertility issues. Why don't you and Mary schedule an appointment with Dr. Bean and come in later to have that chat? Focus, Kody, focus. A lot of times throughout the book, she's so sensitive to how Kody treats Mary. And she's really empathetic to the fact that Kody was very mean to Mary and very insensitive. She has a very conflicting relationship with Mary because on the one hand, she sees the impact that Kody has on Mary and all the abuse that Mary's going through, but then she also is feeling the wrath of Mary because Mary's taking it out on her and her kids. And so on the one hand, she feels such empathy for Mary, but that on the other hand, she's like terrified of Mary and Mary's mean to her. And I'm sure that's a complicated place for her to exist. It's a mind F if you think about it. But one example of how he abandoned her was when we got home, Robin took Truly for hours, and I finally got some sleep. I was grateful. I asked Kody to stay with me for an extra night because I was exhausted. I still needed to take care of the kids, but he said he didn't have the time. 2 weeks later, I had to start taking them back and forth to school. So when Truly was born, he refused to spend an extra night with her despite on the show saying that he always spent extra time with the wife that had the child. He didn't. He left her after the first night. And then he was only there every 4th night. Then he went on a honeymoon with Robin and she went through postpartum depression during that period of time and she felt abandoned and completely neglected. In the same time frame that he's putting together this wedding for Robin, she has her baby. And Christine makes clear that the courtship with Robin and Kody only started after they had gotten the show. And they had already been working on a pilot episode for a show about a man with his wives in the world of polygamy, A show that had been pitched by Tim Gibbons, who initially brought it to HBO. They declined, and then TLC decided to pick it up. And at the same time that they were looking for a network, Kody meets Robin and Perfect, thank you for sharing part 2 of your competitor's script. अब मैं आपके लिए इसको और ज़्यादा ड्रामेटिक, इमोशनल और एक्सप्लोसिव नरेशन बास में रीराइट कर रहा हूँ. Continuous flow style, जैसे आपने part 1 के लिए कहा था. For music, tense build-up. Anytime Christine needed help with Truly, Kody always had an excuse. He was too busy, too distracted, too absent. And shockingly, he often didn't even acknowledge Truly as his own child. Season 6 was supposed to show a family finding strength in a recommitment ceremony, but Christine reveals in her book that when she stood there reciting vows, she already knew her marriage was dead. The ceremony was fake, a show for the cameras, nothing more. During that same season, Christine had to travel to Seattle for dress shopping under contract with TLC. And before she left, little Truly was sick enough to be taken to urgent care, diagnosed with the flu, and sent home. While Christine was away, Aspen called her in a panic, her voice terrified as she said, "Mom, Truly is really sick. I don't know what to do." Christine immediately called Kody, begging him to step in. But Kody brushed her off, saying, "The girls are there. They can handle it," before coldly admitting he had things to take care of at Robin's house. Christine pleaded for help, but Kody's answer was chilling. "I'll see what I can do." When Christine rushed home that evening, she found Truly still sick, weak, her eyes crossing, struggling to stay conscious. Christine raced her to urgent care again, only to be dismissed with the suggestion that she simply needed glasses. Christine knew this was wrong, so she called her own doctor, who immediately cleared his schedule, examined Truly, and told her the words no mother should ever hear. "Take her to the ER now. She's in kidney failure." What fans never saw on television was that the Browns had no health insurance. So while Christine watched her little girl hooked up to machines, swollen and barely breathing, hospital staff kept coming to her door demanding payment. Christine begged them, "Please, my daughter is here. I don't have money. Just let me be with her." By the end of it, the medical bills piled up to over $200,000, debt that would crush Christine for years. Through it all, Kody was nowhere, his excuse later being that he was doing laundry at Robin's house, as if that justified abandoning his sick child on the brink of death. Christine confronted him, broken and furious, telling him, "You were going to let your daughter die because you were doing laundry for Robin." Kody was so exposed by her words that he ordered the TLC crew to shut off the cameras, terrified of how it would look if the world saw the truth. In private, Christine admitted to Robin that if Truly had died, she would have left Kody forever, because how could she stay married to a man who chose chores at another wife's home over the life of his own child? Robin pretended to be horrified. But when Christine confided in her, Robin betrayed her trust and ran straight back to Kody, twisting the story, sparking his anger, and proving once again that Christine had no ally in the family. That moment was the last time Christine ever trusted Robin with her pain, because she realized that in Kody and Robin's world, her children's lives, her trauma, and her voice never mattered. The music fades out, cliffhanger tone. And because of what happened to Truly, this set Christine in motion that's when she started thinking about leaving him. And so she had been talking about it for years, about leaving. And so when she finally did leave, she says people were surprised because it was like she had been saying she was going to leave. They knew that it had to do with Truly and how he was neglecting his children with her. And when Isabel's surgery happens and he doesn't go there, that just adds another knife in the proverbial kidney. And the debt that Kody left her in, the over $200,000 that she was forced to pay, he didn't contribute 1 cent to that debt. And she had this enormous debt that was over her head. And then she also had Isabel, who needed spinal surgery. And so she had a $50,000 deductible that she had to also pay for Isabel for her insurance. And Kody offered very little help. He did help a little bit with Isabel's surgery, she said, but not much. And it was those 2 pieces of debt that held her in the family for so long because he didn't help her. Meanwhile, he was buying houses with Robin. He was filling Robin's house with all kinds of artwork, and he was buying expensive cars. He was wearing Rolexes. Robin was wearing Rolexes. Their house was like almost a castle where he and Robin were the king and queen. And she was sidled with $250,000 of debt. And that is mostly why she had to stay as long as she did. And she talks about how having to pay that off, And she joined Lulawe and worked her butt off to sell and to make money outside of what they made on the show because Kody wasn't giving her enough money from her time on the show to pay off her debt. And so she was finally able to bear down and bust her butt, and she sells enough. She pays the debt off, and then she says that she's going to leave him. And this is what she writes. All Kody cared about was the money. He only cared about her leaving with his money. There were several times when they were sad. When we were sad and they asked whether I was sure, and Robin got mad and made it about herself. Not, are you okay? I'm so sad for you, but how does this affect me? This isn't what I signed up for, and you should stay in a crap marriage so I can have my fake version of polygamy or something. This is hard, I thought, but it also so good to just be honest. Everyone knew I had been frustrated for years and figured I would continue to be frustrated. I'd started talking about leaving after Truly got sick. They may have figured it would never happen. All of a sudden, it was happening. So Kody and Robin just got used to her being in debt and being unable to take care of herself, and, that she stayed. And the fact that she finally left Robin made it about herself, and she speaks quite a bit about the way that Robin twisted her words about her, about them leaving against me, and this is one part I want to read to you. It's going to be about a page and a half, so bear with me, but it's the knife and the kidney scene and what she was thinking when it was happening. He said as we recorded that I had always been mean to Robin and said that I had never had tried to have a good relationship with my sister wives. And then he yelled dramatically, "Man, just a knife in the kidneys over all these years. The sacrifices that I made to love you wasted." That day may be one of the only times it was hard to read my face. I can't believe he's saying this on camera. I was thinking he sounds like an absolute narcissist. And then I thought, how insulting is this? It was a sacrifice for you. Here's what I remember about the day and the days that followed. Robin misconstrued. I think intentionally, and controlled my words. She asked me if I wanted to work on my past relationships. Well, no, I don't want to live in the past, and that's why I'm leaving. I had tried to work on my relationship with Kody, but it was like shoveling mud. I'd work on it, and the outside problems continued to pour in, and the mud certainly wasn't trying to help. I told her I needed some time. She took that as I didn't want anything to do with her or her kids. That wasn't it. I just needed to recover and to figure things out. When Robin turned my words against me, it felt like more of the same. A way to keep me and my children out of Kody's big picture. None of the kids did anything wrong, if any of the kids had done anything seriously wrong, then you work it out. That's what parents are for. You reach out. You say, let's chat. You say, I love you. That's not what happened. The greatest tragedy of all of this was that what happened with the kids. I love Robin's kids. I love all of our kids. But I was so over Robin that I thought, fine. If that's what she's going to do, that's what she's going to say. It means I won't have a relationship with those kids. And I think that's terrible, but they're her kids. I can't change that. Then she writes, our divorce was strictly between us and built on years' worth of problems. But Robin expecting so much attention for herself and her kids to the detriment of the other wives, in combination with co-exposed our problems. So Kody was so negligent with his children with her. And she explains in the book that what he ultimately did was when she stopped complying with him, he starts punishing her children and doesn't want to have a relationship with her kids. And that's how he can get to her, is by punishing her kids. With Janelle, it was about, the money stuff and the obedience and the boys. And he took the things that mattered to them most to hurt them. And that after they left, Kody saw Truly 5 times in the span of maybe a year and a half. And that when Truly went to visit, they put her in a room where she was... I told you about this a couple in a video from yesterday. They put her in a room where she only had access to the room from an outside door, so no one inside could get it. And then so Christine complained to them and said, "You're not going to do that again." So the next thing they did was they stuck her in Solomon's room, but Solomon's room wasn't lived in yet. And so it had no curtains, and so Truly couldn't sleep, and she was open awake really early in the morning. And when Truly and her were talking later, maybe I don't know, a couple months ago, back months later, Truly said that she didn't want to go to Flagstaff anymore because they would have to travel there to film. And the reason why she didn't go, she said, is that anytime she was with her dad at Kody's house, he never talked to her. He didn't pay attention to her. He only wanted to be with Solomon and Ariella, and those were his kids. And Christine said to Truly, "He's your dad too. And she said, no, he's not. And so she stopped traveling to Flagstaff and stopped wanting to see Kody. Not because Christine poisoned Truly against him. It was because of how he treated Truly and how negligent he was and how he didn't even care about her when she was there. And she speaks very openly about the damage of what he did to the kids and how he punished the kids because he was mad at her. And that was to get to her, and that was the biggest betrayal of all. And ultimately why she left when he did what he did to Isabel. It was just another reminder of how little she mattered, and his negligence as a father was his undoing. So the book comes out September 2nd. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, besties.